have 4 kids. It's like trying to pick your favorite child. You don't have a favorite child, and even if you did, you would never admit it to yourself.
At the age of 86, Warren Beatty, a legendary Hollywood star known for his roles in films like Bonnie and Clyde and Reds, has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. This news has sent shockwaves through the entertainment world and among his fans. Annette Bening, his wife of over 3 decades, now faces the difficult reality of saying goodbye to the man she once knew so well. Despite the challenges, she continues to support him through this difficult time. How will their love story evolve as they navigate this tough journey together? Early life. Warren Beatty was born Henry Warren Beatty on March 30, 1937, in Richmond, Virginia. He grew up in a family that was deeply influenced by both education and the arts. His father, Ira Owens Beatty, was a school administrator, and his mother, Kathleen McLean Beatty, had been a teacher. This strong foundation in education shaped Warren's early years, but it was the artistic side of his family that had the biggest impact on him. His sister, Shirley MacLaine, was a major influence in Warren's life. 4 years older than him, Shirley was already on her way to becoming a famous actress and dancer when Warren was still in school. Seeing her rise to fame fueled his own interest in performance. As a child, he was always fascinated by the movies and the idea of being in front of the camera. Watching his sister on stage and screen made him believe it was possible to follow the same path. Warren's early exposure to the arts wasn't limited to just watching his sister. His family encouraged his love for music and acting. He played the piano and showed an interest in drama during his school years, participating in school plays. This early passion for performance would guide his future decisions and lead him toward a career in Hollywood. Career beginnings. After graduating high school, Warren Beatty enrolled at Northwestern University in Illinois. However, he quickly realized that college life wasn't for him. His interest in acting had grown too strong, and he decided to leave school after his first year to pursue acting full-time. With that, he moved to New York City, which was then the center of the American theater and television world. In New York, Beatty studied acting under the famous teacher Stella Adler, who had also trained legends like Marlon Brando. This rigorous training helped Warren develop his craft and prepared him for his big break. It wasn't long before he started finding work, beginning with roles on television. In 1959, Beatty made his debut on Broadway in A Loss of Roses. Although the play didn't succeed, his performance was noticed, and it led to opportunities in Hollywood. In 1961, Warren Beatty landed his first major film role in Splendor in the Grass opposite Natalie Wood. Directed by Elia Kazan, the film was a critical and commercial success. Beatty's portrayal of Bud Stamper, a young man caught in a complex romantic and emotional situation, earned him widespread praise. His performance helped establish him as a rising star in Hollywood. For his role in Splendor in the Grass, Beatty won the Golden Globe Award for Best New Star of the Year. This early success paved the way for him to take on more ambitious projects, and it marked the beginning of his long and influential career in the film industry. Rise to Hollywood stardom. Warren Beatty's rise to Hollywood stardom truly began in the late 1960s and continued through the 1970s. After his breakthrough role in Splendor in the Grass, he quickly became known not only as a talented actor, but also as a visionary filmmaker. 2 projects in particular helped define his career during this period: Bonnie and Clyde, 1967, and Reds, 1981. These films highlighted Beatty's growing influence in Hollywood, both as an actor and as a producer and director. In 1967, Beatty took a huge step forward by producing and starring in Bonnie and Clyde. The film tells the story of the notorious bank robbers Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow, played by Faye Dunaway and Beatty respectively. This project was a turning point in Beatty's career because it marked his first major involvement behind the camera as a producer. He was deeply involved in every aspect of the film's development, from selecting the director, Arthur Penn, to influencing the tone and style of the movie. Bonnie and Clyde was revolutionary for its time. It combined violence, romance, and a rebellious spirit that connected with the audience, especially younger viewers in the late 1960s. While initial reactions from critics were mixed, the film became a box office success and is now considered a classic. It was also nominated for 10 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Actor for Beatty. The success of Bonnie and Clyde solidified his reputation not just as a Hollywood star, but also as someone who could shape the direction of a project from behind the scenes. After the success of Bonnie and Clyde, Beatty continued to grow as a creative force in Hollywood. He carefully selected his acting roles throughout the 1970s, appearing in films like McCabe and Mrs. Miller, 1971, Shampoo, 1975, and Heaven Can Wait, 1978. In many of these projects, he took on multiple responsibilities, acting, producing, and sometimes directing, showcasing his desire for creative control over his work. This approach was rare for a Hollywood actor at the time, but Beatty's commitment to having a hand in every part of the filmmaking process became one of his defining traits. The next major milestone in Beatty's career came with the Reds in 1981. This historical drama, which Beatty directed, produced, co-wrote, and starred in, was an ambitious and highly personal project. Reds tells the story of American journalist John Reed and his involvement in the Russian Revolution. The film was a massive undertaking, with a large cast and complex historical subject matter. Many consider Reds to be both a critical and commercial success, reflecting Beatty's dedication to the project. It received 12 Academy Award nominations, and Beatty won the Oscar for Best Director, cementing his status as one of Hollywood's top talents. By the late 1970s and early 1980s, Warren Beatty was no longer just a popular actor. He was a creative powerhouse who had earned respect for his work both in front of and behind the camera. His ability to balance acting, directing, and producing made him one of the most influential figures in Hollywood at the time. Dick Tracy. Warren Beatty's 1990 film Dick Tracy stands out as one of his most ambitious projects. The movie was based on the famous comic strip detective created by Chester Gould in the 1930s. Beatty, who both directed and starred in the film, had a clear vision of how he wanted to bring the character to life on the big screen. His approach was to stay true to the colorful, exaggerated style of the original comic strip, but with the sophistication and production values of a modern blockbuster. Dick Tracy was praised for its bold visual aesthetic, which was unlike anything seen in films at the time. Beatty used a limited color palette that mimicked the bright, primary colors of the comic strip. The film's sets, costumes, and makeup also helped create a stylized world that felt like a comic book come to life. This unique visual style made Dick Tracy memorable and distinct. It wasn't just the visuals that stood out, though. The film also had a star-studded cast, including Madonna, Al Pacino, and Dustin Hoffman. The film was both a critical and commercial success. It grossed over $160 million worldwide and received 7 Academy Award nominations, winning 3, including Best Art Direction and Best Makeup. Critics praised Beatty's dedication to preserving the comic strip's tone while updating it for a modern audience. The film also had a lasting impact on pop culture, inspiring future films to experiment more with comic book adaptations. Beatty's Dick Tracy showed that a comic-based film could be both artistically ambitious and commercially successful. Even today, it remains an important part of the history of comic book films. Dick Tracy Special. More than 30 years after the release of Dick Tracy, Beatty surprised audiences with an unexpected follow-up, Dick Tracy Special, Tracy Zooms in 2023. This special wasn't a traditional sequel or reboot, but rather a playful and humorous reflection on the character and Beatty's long-standing connection to the franchise. In Tracy Zooms In, Beatty appeared in character as Dick Tracy, engaging in a meta-conversation about the character's legacy. The special cleverly acknowledged Beatty's ongoing rights to the Dick Tracy franchise. Since he acquired the film rights decades earlier, Beatty has periodically revisited the character to maintain those rights, which is part of why this special exists. In the special, Beatty's portrayal of Tracy is self-aware and lighthearted, with him poking fun at both the character and himself. Though not a major theatrical release like the original Dick Tracy film, Tracy Zooms In was a unique way for Beatty to keep the character in the public eye and demonstrate his affection for the role. The special served as a reminder of his deep connection to Dick Tracy and showed his ability to reflect humorously on his career, even decades later. Rules Don't Apply. Rules Don't Apply marked Warren Beatty's return to filmmaking after a 15-year break. Released in 2016, the film was highly anticipated, not only because of the long gap since his last project, but also because Beatty took on multiple roles as director, producer, and lead actor. This was his first film since Bulworth in 1998, and fans and critics were eager to see what Beatty would bring to the screen after such a long absence. The movie tells the story of Howard Hughes, the eccentric billionaire and aviator, focusing on his later years. For Beatty, this was clearly a passion project. He had been fascinated by Hughes for decades, and Rules Don't Apply gave him the chance to explore Hughes' complex personality. However, instead of focusing solely on Hughes, the film also weaves in a romantic storyline between two fictional characters, an aspiring actress, played by Lily Collins, and her ambitious driver, Alden Ehrenreich. Beatty's portrayal of Hughes presents the man as unpredictable and mysterious, a figure who exerts control over the people around him, yet remains distant. Though Rules Don't Apply received mixed reviews, many appreciated Beatty's ambitious storytelling and his willingness to take creative risks. The film didn't perform as well at the box office as some of his earlier works, but it was still a personal achievement for Beatty. He had long been interested in telling a story about Hughes, and was finally able to bring that vision to life. Despite its mixed reception, Rules Don't Apply stands as a testament to Beatty's legacy as a filmmaker, unafraid to tackle challenging material. Throughout his career, Beatty has been known for his bold choices, both in front of and behind the camera. Whether it's his portrayal of real-life figures like John Reed in Reds or Howard Hughes in Rules Don't Apply, Beatty consistently shows his commitment to telling stories that interest him, regardless of commercial trends. This film, in particular, highlights his willingness to take risks and pursue his own creative vision, even in a modern Hollywood landscape that tends to favor safer bets. Personal life. Warren Beatty and Annette Bening's love story began in 1991 on the set of Bugsy, a film where Beatty played the infamous mobster Bugsy Siegel, and Bening played his love interest Virginia Hill. Their on-screen chemistry was undeniable, and it quickly became clear that something special was happening between them off-screen as well. At the time, Beatty was known for his relationships with several famous actresses, but he had never settled down. Many saw him as a lifelong bachelor, but meeting Bening seemed to change everything. Their romance developed during the filming of Bugsy, and Beatty has often spoken about how deeply he was taken with Bening from the very beginning. By the time Bugsy was released later that year, the two had already fallen in love. In 1992, they got married, marking a turning point in Beatty's life. For someone who had been famously reluctant to commit, his relationship with Bening was different. Their love story became one of Hollywood's most admired, known for its stability and genuine affection. Over the years, they've raised 4 children together and have managed to maintain a strong, lasting partnership in an industry where that's not always easy. Their relationship stands out not only because of their high-profile careers, but also because they have largely kept their private lives away from the spotlight. Beatty and Bening's marriage has remained solid for decades, a rarity in Hollywood, and they are often looked at as one of the industry's most respected couples. Family life. Warren Beatty and Annette Bening have always been clear about one thing. Despite their fame, family comes first. Even though both are major Hollywood stars, they've made a conscious effort to keep their personal lives, especially their children, away from the public eye. Beatty and Bening have 4 children together, and from the beginning, they decided that they wanted to give their kids as normal a childhood as possible, away from the spotlight that often surrounds celebrity families. For Beatty, who spent years in the headlines due to his high-profile relationships, this was a significant shift. Once he and Bening started their family, their focus was on building a stable and private home life. They kept their family life low-key, rarely speaking about it in interviews or making public appearances with their children. This wasn't always easy, considering their fame, but it was important to them to protect their kids from the pressures of growing up in the public eye. Both Beatty and Bening have been committed to raising their children with strong values and giving them the space to find their own paths. Over the years, their kids have grown up relatively out of the media's reach, something that's quite rare in Hollywood. Beatty has said in interviews that being a father is one of the most important roles in his life, and he's proud of the family he and Bening have built together. Their dedication to their family shows how they've managed to balance the demands of their careers with their personal lives, making sure that, above all, their home is a place of love, privacy, and support. The diagnosis. Warren Beatty was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease at the age of 86. This news surprised many, not just his family, but also to friends, colleagues, and fans around the world. Beatty has always been a significant figure in Hollywood, known for his talent, charisma, and charm. His diagnosis marked a poignant moment in the lives of those who admired him and followed his career. When the news became public, it stirred a deep emotional response from many. Friends and fellow actors expressed their sadness and concern. People who had worked with him spoke about how much they respected and admired him, not just as an artist, but also as a person. There was a sense of loss as fans realized that the vibrant personality they had loved on screen was facing a serious health challenge. Alzheimer's is a progressive disease that affects memory and cognitive function. For someone like Beatty, who has spent most of his life in the public eye, this diagnosis is particularly difficult. It can affect not only the individual, but also those around them. Many people who knew him reflected on the times they spent together and shared stories of his wit and humor. These memories became even more cherished as they grappled with the reality of his illness. The impact of the diagnosis also extended to the broader community of fans who grew up watching Beatty's films. Many felt a sense of grief for a man who had brought joy and inspiration to countless people. Discussions around his health sparked conversations about the importance of raising awareness about Alzheimer's disease and supporting those affected by it. In the wake of his diagnosis, there has been an outpouring of love and support for Beatty. Friends and family members have shared their commitment to standing by him during this challenging time. This journey, though difficult, serves as a reminder of Beatty's significant legacy and the love people have for him, both in his career and personal life. Annette Bening's role. As Warren Beatty navigates his journey with Alzheimer's disease, Annette Bening has stepped into the role of his primary caregiver. This role is both significant and challenging. Bening has dedicated herself to supporting her husband through this difficult time, focusing on his needs and well-being. She has made it her priority to ensure that he feels comfortable and cared for, reflecting her deep love and commitment to him. Being a caregiver can take a heavy personal toll. For Bening, watching Warren lose his memories and gradually change has been heartbreaking. She often reflects on the vibrant and talented man he was and feels the pain of seeing those memories slip away. This loss is not just about fading recollections. It's about witnessing the person she fell in love with becoming less recognizable. The emotional weight of this experience can be overwhelming, as she navigates the ups and downs of his condition while trying to remain strong. Benning's struggle is not just her own, it affects their entire family. She has been married to Warren for over 3 decades, and the gradual loss of the man she loves has been incredibly difficult. Each day presents new challenges as she faces the reality of his fading memory and personality. There are moments of clarity mixed with times of confusion, and Benning finds herself holding on to the memories they've created together. The impact of Warren's illness extends to their children as well. They are witnessing their father change, which can be confusing and painful for them. Benning has the difficult task of helping them understand what is happening, while also ensuring they feel supported. The family has to navigate this new reality together, which can sometimes lead to challenging conversations and decisions. Benning also faces tough choices daily as a caregiver. She must balance her responsibilities at home with her own emotional needs and well-being. This can include making decisions about his care, managing medical appointments, and ensuring that he has the best quality of life possible. Through it all, she remains a steadfast presence, doing everything she can to provide love and support during this challenging journey. Her dedication to Warren and their family reflects a deep bond and an unwavering commitment to navigating the trials of Alzheimer's together. Annette Benning has shown incredible strength and resilience as Warren Beatty battles Alzheimer's disease. Her unwavering love for him is evident in every decision she makes and every action she takes. Benning understands the importance of being there for Warren, not just as a partner, but as his advocate and caregiver. She is committed to making sure he feels loved and supported, even on the toughest days. Benning has taken it upon herself to create an environment that brings comfort to Warren. She knows that routine can be very important for someone with Alzheimer's, so she works to maintain a sense of normalcy in their lives. This means engaging him in activities he enjoys, providing emotional support, and keeping familiar faces around him. Her dedication ensures that he feels secure and cared for, which is vital for his well-being. Benning advocates for Warren's dignity throughout this journey. She believes that even though his memory may fade, he still deserves to be treated with respect and compassion. She speaks out about the importance of preserving his dignity, ensuring that he is treated as the person he is rather than just a patient. Benning's commitment to this principle is a testament to her love for Warren and her desire to honor their shared life together. Benning's strength is also reflected in her ability to cope with the emotional challenges that come with caring for someone with Alzheimer's. She recognizes that there will be days filled with sadness and frustration, but she remains focused on the love they share. This steadfastness not only helps her, but also provides a sense of stability for Warren and their family. Benning has also been open about the realities of Alzheimer's, raising awareness about the disease and the struggles that come with it. By sharing their story, she hopes to help others understand what families face when dealing with dementia. Her advocacy work is rooted in her deep compassion for others who may be experiencing similar challenges. Advocacy for Alzheimer's awareness. Annette Benning has taken a strong stand in raising awareness about Alzheimer's disease. Since Warren Beatty's diagnosis, she has recognized the importance of speaking out about the challenges that come with this condition. Using her public platform, Benning has shared their story, helping to shed light on the impact of Alzheimer's not just on those diagnosed, but also on their families and loved ones. Benning believes that many people may not fully understand what living with Alzheimer's means. By openly discussing her experiences as a caregiver, she aims to inform the public about the realities of the disease. She shares the emotional struggles and day-to-day challenges they face, which helps to humanize the statistics and stories often shared in the media. Her openness encourages others to talk about their own experiences, reducing the stigma surrounding dementia. One of Benning's main missions is to offer hope to families dealing with similar challenges. She wants them to know they are not alone. Through her advocacy, she emphasizes the importance of support systems, both personal and community-based. Benning has mentioned how crucial it is for caregivers to seek help and share their feelings. By encouraging dialogue, she hopes to foster a community of understanding and support for those affected by Alzheimer's. Benning has also participated in various events and campaigns aimed at raising funds for Alzheimer's research and care. She has worked with organizations that focus on finding new treatments and supporting families dealing with the disease. By lending her voice and time, she helps to increase visibility for these causes, which can lead to more resources and attention for Alzheimer's research. Benning also often emphasizes the need for better education about Alzheimer's. She believes that if more people understand the symptoms and progression of the disease, they will be more compassionate and supportive toward those affected. Benning stresses that early detection and awareness can significantly improve the quality of life for both patients and caregivers. Annette Benning's advocacy for Alzheimer's awareness is rooted in her personal experience. She uses her voice to educate the public, provide hope, and inspire action. Through her efforts, she is making a difference for families facing similar challenges, helping them feel seen and understood in their struggles. A Hollywood icon. Warren Beatty is often regarded as a Hollywood icon for many reasons. His influence as an actor, director, and producer has left a lasting mark on the film industry. With a career spanning several decades, Beatty has not only starred in memorable films, but has also shaped how stories are told on screen. As an actor, Beatty is known for his ability to portray complex characters. He often took on roles that challenged societal norms and expectations. Films like Bonnie and Clyde showcased his talent for bringing depth and nuance to characters that were both flawed and fascinating. His performances have garnered critical acclaim, earning him multiple awards, including Oscars and Golden Globes. Beatty's ability to draw audiences into the emotional lives of his characters made him stand out in a crowded field of talented actors. In addition to acting, Beatty made significant contributions as a director and producer. His directorial debut, Heaven Can Wait, was not only a commercial success but also demonstrated his skill behind the camera. He continued to direct films like Reds, which received 10 Academy Award nominations. This film highlighted his commitment to telling important stories, particularly about political and historical themes. As a producer, Beatty played a crucial role in ensuring that the films he was involved in maintained high standards of quality and creativity.
It's just delicious, really. It's just, don't you think so, Mrs. Trillin?
Yes, it's just delicious. Thank you, Louise.
DuPont, I think.
Beatty's influence goes beyond his individual projects. He was part of a generation of filmmakers who started to push boundaries in the 1960s and 1970s. His work helped pave the way for future filmmakers to explore more diverse and challenging subjects. He was unafraid to tackle difficult themes, whether it was love, politics, or social issues. This willingness to take risks inspired many in Hollywood to follow suit. Beatty's impact on Hollywood is also reflected in his longevity in the industry. Even after years away from the spotlight, he returned to filmmaking with projects like Rules Don't Apply. This showed that he still had stories to tell and that his vision for cinema remained strong. As Warren Beatty faces the challenges of Alzheimer's, his wife, Annette Bening, shows incredible strength and love. She has been by his side, caring for him, and ensuring his days are filled with comfort and dignity. This journey is heartbreaking, but it also highlights the deep bond they share. If you found this story about the Hollywood legend moving, like the video and subscribe to our channel for more. Comment with your thoughts about Warren Beatty's diagnosis below.